Week 5 in the Fantasy Draft League. Ready, steady, daddy. Ready, steady. Ooh, claim me rewards. That's 4 more. So I got 10 out of 45 for her, which she's a beast. That's at 30,000 points. You got a weak crowd right there. That's hard. That's very hard. Give me you. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. Shimmy, gimme, yo. Oh, that's recent. Murder fucker. You dirty rat.
Can McCaffrey do it again? Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is Madden NFL Football on EA.
Autumn has come to upstate New York, and we find ourselves at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. On play action, it's Bridgewater.
Ooh.
A heavy rush, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on.
And they get to Bridgewater. Bridgewater taken down in the end zone for a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. He finds an opening past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a third and about 5.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Rudolph looking to throw and connecting here with DJ Shark. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Now Rudolph. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Out of the gun, Rudolph. And incomplete. The contact made the ball run free and brings up 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will give us the very rare scoreline of 5-0. So it's our first offensive points of the game so far, and it gives us a very rare scoreline. We don't see this one often, 5-0.
Yeah, it's been sort of a weird one to this point, hasn't it? But hey, in this league, you take points any way you can get them.
Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
2nd down, Bridgewater. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of Central Casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And Gresham has it left side. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it with Sproles. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Open man right side is Ingram. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 24 yards.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. And now running right through it. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. He'll get it up the middle. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Darren Sproles, his second touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to strike for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point put through by Succop. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now here's Succop out to kick it away.
I already changed my fullback yet because I want Nicholson.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, they get downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On 1st and 10, Rudolph. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. And this is going to be incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they have... understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught find the first down sticks and make the play.
And a fake here, direct snap to the up man, and this is going to come up.
Oh, whatever. Wow, they were all on that shit.
Well short as they stop him on 4th down.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop.
Encroachment, defense.
Whatever. Wow.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Now a give. This is Murray. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
For me, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times, because you have your assignments to block, but if you can see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball is headed in another direction, it might change what you do up front. But if they can't see that and he's not in sync with what they're doing up front, well, this is when you end up with plays like this.
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And the Bills
Anthony Byron covers another one. Nice.
The Bills getting set to go. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Detroit! Detroit!
On second down, here's Rudolph. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily.
Burning through the quarter. Holy shit, predictor.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Rudolph. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
Leopard! Leopard!
Mr. IMT, Mason Rudolph.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. To Michel on the dump-off. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
No,
Now, after the
Sony.
completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Rudolph looking to throw it. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
He'll start out on the ground with Sproles. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Bridgewater to throw it. He gets it to Humphreys. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. Taken in at the 22. Skirts by him at the 35. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah. Can he put it aside? Let's find out. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's going to be
God
stopped up
dang
quickly
it.
here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
No one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so.
One-handed, love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a 1st down.
And he'll be the one in the film session. He'll be saying, hey, run that one back, coach.
Yeah.
Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that
Two
again.
more time.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now. That's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field.
All day, dog.
That'll bring up second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Sproles. Darren Sproles. The 20, 10, touchdown, Titans. Darren Sproles, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
All right, well, they want me to cheat, so time to cheat. John Ross getting the 2nd position.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That one goes for 36 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at
damn it. Hold that block.
Taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Here's Rudolph. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Here's Rudolph. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Jesse
James, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bills cut into that lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they will start out in great shape, up very close to midfield.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Sproles to start the drive. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check it to a throw the next time.
Here's Sproles. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back.
I don't want him playing my defensive tackle. I want somebody different. So we come to where is Clowney? So Preston Smith. We are pulling Preston Smith out. You're right there. Right defensive Keem Hicks, check. But after that is Preston Smith and Shane Green. And I'm playing my defensive tackle spot is Holmes, Clowney, Preston Smith, Chad Thomas. So he's big. He's bigger. Both about the same strength, they're both about the same agility. He's just a little faster. He's big too, but he's weaker. So we want to back him up. I mean, he's slower. He's got stronger, but he's slower. Where will put Chad Thompson? Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pull Preston Smith and put my other guy coming up. Smith's going down right there. Okay, these my linebackers. I could pull Joshua Perry down, but then I'm gonna do you. There we go.
Back to the line of scrimmage. The Titans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Bridgewater. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll get into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Some bitch.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to blitz coming, and down he goes. The Bills on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. From the end zone, Rudolph. Hard throw, incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much. Now Sproles.
That's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Titan football. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll begin the drive with Sproles. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Bridgewater now. He's going to air one out. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by John.
I need to adjust my 3rd down linebacker too. Whatever.
Jones. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the 1st half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there.
Oh, there goes Mason Rudolph.
You might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Hill. Open man right side is Shark. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Bridgewater. That is caught inside the 5. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now Jones. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is caught at the end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. In for the score. And the Bills get a bit closer.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Get out of here.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Now it's Sproles. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half. Bridgewater on 1st down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now the Bills will take another timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that will give them a 12-point lead. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Final play of the 1st half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
A final shot before break. Hill, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this 1st half of play. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. Now Jones. Oh, a little 360. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And this is Shepard on the catch. They
What?
convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Somebody missed an assignment. He was waving his arms saying, hey, I'm wide open. They found him.
You think? You think? I mean, he was so wide open. Did you see he was just windmilling like he was done?
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And he slides.
Whatever.
A very solid gain of 27.
Come on.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 10 more there and another 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
This is Murray. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3.
And he will score.
Wow.
Touchdown, Titans. Latavius Murray, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, on the drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Hill again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play here for Buffalo. 43 yards.
That was a nice pickup, some chunk yardage there. Some of those big yards downfield with a little bit of rack thrown in there, a little run after catch. And it came on a crossing route. I could just hear one of my friends who won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback always said the same thing. What route does a defense hate? Crossing route. Hate it, hate it, hate it, because it's hard to change direction when they get going full speed in the other way.
On second down, here's Hill. He'll buy some time right. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans.
Jesus Christ, he's a fucking running back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
Bridgewater now on second down. And Gresham's got it over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad
Three
idea
passes.
to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Play fake. Bridgewater. He finds Humphreys. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And they'll go on the ground. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. The Titans on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Goes underneath for Sproles. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down.
Efficient?
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play that was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Hill. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Pass interference. Defense.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Here we
Yes,
go
they
now.
did.
Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, it's Hill. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 45. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
To throw is Bridgewater. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard
Still
line.
3 incompletions. Are you fucking
It'll go as a gain of
kidding
6
me?
that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And once again, they go with Sproles. The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And Suckup will put this one right through, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said does. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Patriot.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. There he goes right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills cut into that lead. And he's able to put it through. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points. But he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple more times to give them a chance.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Delta. 20.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the fourth quarter. On play action, it's Bridgewater. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete.
What?
So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
On third down, Murray. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 13 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up fourth down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8-ball.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. There's Hill. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Hill going back to the air on 2nd down. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. A good pickup there, a 22. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, he figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And a solid run down inside the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And now it's 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running...
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Hold your blocks.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine. Hill's hit, and he lost the football.
Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of
On
here.
plays like this, where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield.
There he goes, left side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
I don't think what we just saw there was any surprise, because when Christian McCaffrey came out of Stanford, we knew he was a threat.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bills get a bit closer. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun. Hill rolling to his left. And he's going to get in for the 2 points. And that'll make this a 10-point game. Elliott now to kick this one away.
Get out of here!
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun. And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. Glancing down at the stat sheet, and we've been tracking it, but you get a 100-yard game, you're really happy. You're over 200 like he is. You probably want that ball after this game, don't you?
You want that one. You want to continue to call the same plays in any other game you play. You're having one of those magical performances that just never want to end. And you know something? Your fellow receivers, they get those clenched grins right now. Like, congratulations. But why isn't it me?
Well, so far, it's been all about him. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores. And they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A big play here for the Bills, and even 40 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll run with McCaffrey. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Oh, come
so
on!
So got 3 on 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the... And he takes it in across the
Get the hell!
Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills draw a bit closer. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Bridgewater. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Fielded just inside the 30. 34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Cohen. And a solid run down inside the 30. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bills on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chain.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Again, it's Cohen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start. But, boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Spinning away. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. What a comeback. 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. They've turned this game upside down.
It just tells you one more time, it's not over till it's over, right? You got to continue to battle, continue to play, and you walk a fine line as the team with the lead too, don't you? Trying to drain clock, yet at the same time continue to move because otherwise you bog down. In this case, though, it's been a heck of a comeback.
It has been one heck of a comeback. You're right, though. Maybe on the other side being a little too conservative at times, and we see what's happened.
You wonder about Atlanta, Super Bowl 51?
Yeah. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Back to throw. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He gets it to Humphreys. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route, that's not the way you're supposed to play it. If you run an out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached. Because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane, and knock it away as we just saw there.
And he comes back with one complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. He's back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Back to throw. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Titans moving quickly here. They're in the hurry-up. He'll look to throw. Well, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. Desperation time. 4th down. Bridgewater. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones.
Wow.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Now another timeout here called by the Titans as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Hill now to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. 72 yards. And the Bills will extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
Woo! comeback.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Bills, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Titans, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis.